I throw lecture on the subject Internet Technology, subject code CS705A. This is for computer science and engineering students. I am Konkon Jana, Assistant Professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JS Group. It's a joint venture. This is Module 1 of the subject Internet Technology, having the subject code CS705A. This lecture based on the syllabus of BTech Computer Science and Engineering of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology, West Bengal, formerly known as West Bengal University of Technology. Module 1 have 6 lectures in total. The contents of Module 1 of Internet Technology for Computer Science and Engineering of 7th semester student is Introduction to Internet, which have 1 lecture, Overview, Network of Networks, Intranet, Extranet and Intranet, World Wide Web, which have 1 lecture, Domain and Subdomain, Address Resolution, DNS, Telnet, FTP, HTTP, Review of TCP/IP, which have 1 lecture, Featured, Segment, Three-way handshaking, Flow control, error control, congestion control, IP datagram, IPv4 and IPv6. IP subnetting and addressing, which have 1 lecture, classful and classless addressing, subnetting, NAT, IP, mass, coordinating, IP tables. Internet routing protocol, which have 1 lecture, routing, intra and inter-domain routing, unicast and multicast routing, broadcast. Electronic mail, which have also 1 lecture, POP3 and SMTP. So we will start lecture 2 of module 1 in this session. I am using digital whiteboard for better dictation. Important points and some reference will be written in this board. And for practical demonstration, we will run code on XAMPP server when it is required. World Wide Web is a repository of information linked together from points all over the world. The www has a unique combination of flexibility, portability, and user-friendly features that distinguish it from other services provided by the Internet. The WW project was initiated by CERN, European Laboratory for Particle Physics, to create a system to handle distributed resources necessary for scientific research. In this section, we first discuss issues related to the web. We then discuss a protocol HTTP. that is used to retrieve information from the web. First, we'll know about the architecture. The www today is a distributed client server service. Distributed client server service. In which a client using a browser can access a service using a server. However, the service provided is distributed over many locations called sites as shown in this diagram. Site 1 requested and the client viewed it. Site 2 also requested and the client viewed it. These all are coming from the server. This is coming from the server. And we are using the URL of this site. Each site holds one or more documents referred to as web pages. Each web page can contain link to other pages in the same site or at the other sites also. The pages can be retrieved and viewed by using the browsers. The client need to see some information that it knows belongs to the site. It sends a request through its browser, a program that is distinguished to fetch web documents. The request, among other information, includes the address of the site on the web page. That is actually the URL. That is the URL. Okay. And that request will be sent. After that, the server from this site finds the document and send it to the client. When the user views the documents he or she finds some references to other documents, including a web page that is may came from the website too also. The reference has the URL for the new site. The user is also interested in seeing this document also. The client sends another request to the new site also. And that way the web page will be retrieved from the server. So number one is the client, or you can say is the browser. Now elaborating this one. A variety of vendors offer commercial browsers that interpret and display web documents and all use nearly the same architecture. Each browser usually consists of three parts: a controller, client protocol, and interpreters. The controller receives input from the keyboard or the mouse and uses the client programs. For what? To access the document. After the document has been accessed, the controller uses one of the interpreters to display the document on the screen. This client protocol can be one of the protocols that may be FTP or HTTP. The interpreter can be HTML, Java, JavaScript, PHP, VBScript. Specifically, it depends on the type of the document. Next one is the server. The web page is stored at the server. Each time a client request arrives, the corresponding document is sent to the client. To improve efficiency, server normally store requested files in a cache in memory. Memory is faster to access than disk. A server can also become more efficient through multi-threading or multi-processing system. In this case, a server can answer more than one request at a time to speed up the process, or you can view the website very fast. Waiting time will be very less. Next one is the URL, that is the Uniform Resource Locator. A client that wants to access a web page needs the address to facilitate the access of documents distributed throughout the world. HTTP uses locators. The Uniform Resource Locators is a standard for specifying any kind of information on the internet. So the URL defines four things: protocol, host, computer, port, and path. Protocol, host, computer, and port and path. Okay. So what about the protocol? Protocol is the client server program used to retrieve the document. Many different protocols can be retrieved a document. Among them are FTP, HTTP, or now we are using HTTPS. The most commonly used today the protocol is HTTPS. This one in previous way was the HTTP. The host is the computer on which the information is located. Although the name of the computer can be an allied symbol. Web pages are usually stored in computers, and computers are given allied names that usually begin with the characters www. Okay, this is not mandatory, but we are previously we are using that one. However, the host can be any name given to the computer that hosts the web page. Okay, the URL can optionally contain the port number of the server. If the port is included, it is inserted between the host and the path, and it is separated from the host by a colon. And path is the path name where the information is located. Note that the path can itself contain slashes that in the Unix operating system separate the directories from the subdirectories and file that will be used. Okay. Next, we'll know about the domain. What about the domain? A domain is a subtree of the domain name space. Subtree of the domain name space. The name of the domain is the domain name of the node at the top of the subtree. This diagram shows some domains. Note that a domain may itself be divided into domains or subdomains, as they are sometimes called the subdomains. Okay, that is the subdomains. Okay, .com.u is the main domain. Under that, we can use the subdomain. As for example, suppose domain names are used in various networking contexts, and for application specific naming and addressing purposes. In general, a domain name identifies a network domain, or it represents an internet protocol resource, such as a personal computer used to access the internet, a server computer hosting a website, or the website itself, or any other services communicated via the internet. Domain names are formed by the rules and procedure of the domain name system, that is the DNS. That is the DNS. Okay. Domain name system. Any name registered in the DNS is a domain name. Domain names are organized in subordinate levels. That is the subdomains of the DNS root domain, which is nameless. The first level set of domain names are the top level domain. That is the top level domain. We can say this is the top level domain, including the generic top level domains. That is the such as the prominent domains that already we know: .com, .info, .net, .edu, and .org, and the country code top level domains, that is we can say CCTLDS. Below this top level domain, in the DNS hierarchy are the second level and third level domains that are typically open for reservation by end users who wish to connect local area network. And the registration of these domain names is usually administered by the domain name register, who sell their services to the public and providing all these things. Next one is the fully qualified domain. A fully qualified domain name is a domain name that is completely specified with all levels in the hierarchy of the DNS, having no ports omitted. Traditionally, a FQDN ends in a dot to denote the top of the DNS tree. Levels in the domain name system are case insensitive, and many therefore be written in any desired capitalization method. But most commonly we are using the domain names writing in lowercase in technical context specifically. Okay. Next is the DNS and its address resolution. Address resolution. DNS specifically is a protocol that can be used in different platforms. In the internet, the domain name is divided into some categories or some section. Already we have discussed, this is the generic domain and country domain and the inverse domain. Generic domains. The generic domains define register host. Register host according to their generic behavior. Each node in the tree defines a domain which is an index to the domain namespace. What about the country domain? The country domain section uses two character country abbreviations. As for example, in for India. Second level can be organizational or they can be more specific. National designation, the India, for example, uses also the state abbreviation as a subdivision of in. We can use suppose wv dot in. Okay, so in that way it will be specified. Next one is the inverse domain. See the inverse domain. Inverse domain is used to map an address to a name. Map an address to a name. This may happen, for example, when a server has received a request from a client to do a task. Although the server has a file that contains a list of authorized clients, only the IP address of the client is listed. The server asks its resolver to send a query to the DNS server to map an address to a name to determine if the client is on the authorized list. Okay. Next one is a very important, that is the resolution, that is the address resolution. Mapping a name to an address or an address to a name is called name address resolution. Name address resolution. Name address resolution. What about that? Name to an address. To an address. And that will be performed by the resolver. That will be performed by the resolver. What role plays by the resolver? DNS is designed as a client-server application, a host that need to map an address to a name or a name to an address. Basically, is called the DNS client, and that is the resolver. So the resolver access the closest DNS server with mapping request. If the server has the information, it satisfies the resolver. Otherwise, it either refers the resolver to other server or asks other servers to provide the information. After the resolver receives the mapping, it interprets the response to see if it is a real resolution or an error, and finally delivers the result to the process that requests it. Name, mapping name. Okay. Most of the time, the resolver gives a domain name to the server and asks for the corresponding access. And this address, in this case, the server checks the generic domains or the country domains to find the mapping. If the domain name is from the generic domain section, the resolver receives a domain name. The query is sent by the resolver to the local DNS server For resolution, if the local server cannot resolve the query, it either refers the resolver to other server or asks other server directly. If the domain name is from the country domain section, the resolver receives the domain name. The procedure is will be continue in this way. Now, mapping address to name. Address to name. A client can send an IP address to a server to be mapped to a domain name to answer queries. DNS uses the inverse domain. However, in the request, the IP address is reversed and the two levels in address and ARPA are appended. What? In address and ARPA are appended to create a domain acceptable by the inverse domain section. For example, if the resolver receives the IP address, suppose 132 or 34 45 121, the resolver first inverts the address and then adds the two levels before sending the domain name, and it is will send as like that. That will be reverse 121.45.34.132 in address.arpa. Okay, which is distributed by the local DNS server. Okay, so next we will know about the telnet. What about telnet? Frequently we are using the telnet. Okay, when in which purpose we are using the telnet? Telnet specifically we are using an abbreviation of the terminal network. This is the abbreviation of the terminal network. Okay, it is the standard TCP/IP protocol for virtual terminal service as proposed by the ISO. Telnet enable the establishment of connection to a remote system in which the way the local terminal appears to be terminal at the remote system. Telnet is a general purpose client server application program we are using within the office basically. Time sharing environment will be there. Okay. Logging options will be there. Without logging, that means a password need to be protected. Okay. And the network virtual terminal must be present. And what is the use of network virtual terminal? Basically, that will translate all the commands. DOS operating system command, Unix operating system commands. Specifically, they will transfer it. We are dealing with heterogeneous systems like that. Okay. And the network virtual terminal that will also be used. Okay. Now next, FTP. Why it is used? It is a file transfer protocol. Transfer file from one computer to another. Common tasks expected from a networking or internetworking environment. As a matter of fact, the greatest volume exchange in the internet today is due to file transfer. We discuss One popular protocol involved in file transfer is the FTP, that is the file transfer protocol. Okay. One connection is used for data transfer and the other for control information. Okay. And specifically we are use port 21 for the control connection, and port 20 is used for the data connection, control connection and data connection. So do you know control connection? Actually, control connection remains connected during the entire interactive FTP session, and data connection is opened and then closed for each file when it will be transferred. Okay, and so once the file transfer is finished, then it will be closed. Thank you.